Hey guys, what's up? There has been a massive update to the new Ninja Storm Origin game. Although they have renamed it once again, I really don't know what the fuck I'm be titling these videos anymore. But now it is called Ninja New Legends, and they've added 5 new S partners. They've added 4 new S partners, and from that alone, they added basically 9 new characters. And I feel like there has to be new events because of that. At 8 o'clock tonight, I'll know. But as of right now, I do not. We will be getting a new event today, so who knows? You might be getting another video today later on if I get a really cool event. And we're going to be cutting this video into sections so it will be easier for you guys to digest and understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to be splitting it up in the timeline for every single partner I talk about. And let's get started with the video. The first part of this, of course, we'll be talking about the new characters that have been added. The first one is Shisui. Shisui is a yang melee attack. His normal attack deals 212% damage of the people who are in front of him. Then his next ability is the Uchiha Secret, launching impacting flames that deal 560% damage and causes burn for 4 seconds, and deals an additional 50% damage to enemies already affected by burn. The cooldown is 12 seconds. Then we have his ultimate. It manipulates the enemy, dealing 1,326 damage. While the skill is active, he dodges all incoming attacks and deals an additional 20% damage to enemies that have already been burned. The cooldown is 45 seconds. His abilities seem okay. I do like the one that he dodges all attacks, but they're not god tier. Then we have his star stats. Shisui's star stats are really good. He increases dodge by 20%, but reduces crit resistance and crit damage resistance by 20% every 30 seconds. Then the next normal attack deals 20% burn damage to all enemies over 2 seconds. Next we have Sage Jiraiya. He is a yang melee attack. His normal attacks just deal 261% damage, plus an additional 5% burn damage and 5% bleed damage to the enemies in front of the caster. And the target is slowed by 20% for 1 second. That's just his normal attack. Then his first ability is the Sage Art Ultra Big Baller Sengun. He throws it, dealing 464% damage, deals an additional 50% damage to enemies afflicted by burn or bleed, with a 10-second cooldown. Then Jiraiya spits fire to deal 740% damage, inflicting an intense burning effect that damages the enemy for 0.1% of their max HP every second for 2 seconds, and the cooldown is 55 seconds. Then now this is what makes Jiraiya really good. It's his star stats. When Jiraiya drops his HP below 10%, he instantly restores 100% of his max HP, so he goes back to full HP immediately. Then takes 10% of his max HP and bleed damage every second, and his crit damage and damage done are respectively increased by 100% and by 50%. So Jiraiya is literally too angry to die. He just lives, and you're about to kill him, and he just gets back up to full HP. It's really good. Now let's talk about my favorite one that's been added. Hashirama is a yang melee attack. Hashirama's normal attack, he attacks forward, dealing 168% damage to enemies. Then his normal ability summons a wood dragon to attack the enemy for 311% damage, reducing the target's defense by 10% for 3 seconds with only an 8-second cooldown. Now we have his ultimate, called a True Several Thousand Hands. He summons wood arms with Sage Art to attack the enemy, dealing 1,620% damage, and reduces the target's defense by 40% for 5 seconds. The caster gains immunity and deals 40% increased damage for 20 seconds. While this is active, the caster's primary skill significantly empowered. which is the Wood Dragon, which is his normal ability, and his ult is a 60-second cooldown, which I think is very fair. His ult does an insane amount of things. And then finally, we have his star stat, which is probably one of my favorite star stats. It's when above 50% HP, his HP healing is increased by 50% HP. And all allies gain a damage bonus by 10%, which that alone is really good. But every 15 seconds, he heals all allies by 60% of the damage that they deal. So this guy is actually insane. He will heal your entire team and heal himself constantly. And he's an attack that deals a lot of damage. He's like if a support was really useful, a support that did a severe amount of damage. He heals, he debuffs, and he damages a lot. So there's literally no downside to this partner. Now we're going to talk about Obito Uchiha. He is a Yang control. His normal attack deals 204% damage to the enemies in front of the caster. Then his normal ability wields the Uchiha fan to deal 460% damage and summons 3 fire swirls that circle around the caster while dealing damage to the enemies, and they last for 6 seconds with only a 15-second cooldown. So imagine like Mario Kart, the shells that go around you, I just assume that that's what these do. They go around them, they hurt everyone that's around them at all times, which is actually very good since he is a melee, I believe. Then we have his ultimate, which he creates flames to deal 830% damage, pulling enemies towards it, and increases the damage taken by 5%, stacking up to 5 times. So that's 25% damage taken, which is what they get. Additionally, deals 10% burn damage with only a 40-second cooldown. But now we have his star stats, and this is what makes him extremely good. When using the Uchiha fan, he gains 100% damage reflection, then every 20 seconds increases his own damage taken by 20%, but gains 20% life steal for 2 seconds. Now we finally have someone else who has damage reflection, not just Tobi, and Obito has it really good. So I feel like Obito is gonna rise through the ranks of being like an S tier SS partner, because that is just extremely useful, and that will help out it in like a very large amount in the late game. Now we finally have the last SS that has been added to the game. It is Edo Itachi, but in this game they call it Itachi Uchiha Yata Mirror, and he is a Yin tank. His normal attack deals 168% damage to the enemy in front of the caster, and then his normal ability is a sword lunge that deals 530% damage, pulling the enemy and snaring them for 1 second with a 12-second cooldown. Then we have his ultimate that throws a magtama that pulls the enemy, dealing 978% damage to the target, and it is stunned for 1 second. Each instance of damage additionally deals 10% burn damage with a 50-second cooldown. Then we have his star stat, which is any skill that damages will silence the target for 5 seconds. He also gains 10% damage reflection. Then when he is below 80% HP, he gains a 15% damage reflection. When below 60% HP, he gains a 21% damage reflection. And below 30% HP, he gains a 30% damage reflection. And that was all of the SS partners. I will soon make an SS partner tier list, but I would like more information to be out on these people before I do that. I want to know mainly more about what they actually do and how more effective they are than others. I feel like Obito and Hashirama are definitely going to be probably on S tier though, because Hashirama heals everyone and Obito has 100% damage reflection. So those two already seem like the really good people out of all of them. Same with Jiraiya though, because every time he's about to die, he just gains 100% HP back, which is also really good. So who really knows? And yeah, that's all for the SS, all the updated people. That's all I really did this video on, was talking about those. I'll be making another video talking about S partners, and I'll probably make another video talking about all the little things that they've really added into this game. Like, as a little teaser, like they literally added Shikamaru right next to Asuma, but he's not in the game. So he's just here to make fun of us and laugh at us, the fact that we can't get him. And I don't understand why they have not added Shikamaru into this game yet. But yeah, besides that, I guess, have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.